Good morning. Let's get started with our yoga class. I'm going to sit in my chair to begin. So that's how you would like to start. Perfect. If you'd like to start seated in a crisscross pose, that works well too. Okay. So sitting up nice and straight and tall. I'm sitting all the way back in my chair so that my sacrum is hitting the back of my chair. However, I'm not settled down into my chair. I'm supporting my own spine here and lifting up to the crown of my head. So let's turn our palms up to the ceiling and just take a couple of nice deep breaths to begin. And then we'll take our hands together in front of our heart and we'll begin with an Om. So for those of you who aren't comfortable with an Om, it's a breath in, and on the out breath, it begins with an O sound coming deep from your belly, O. And then as the energy rises through your chest and all the way up into your mouth and your lips, that's when we make the sound. So the majority of the sound should be that O sound, and then maybe a quarter at the end should be the sign. But let the energy kind of work through you and you'll feel it. Okay, so namaste, hands at our heart. We'll begin with the breath in and out. And then a breath in for our Om. Om. Namaste. Let's begin in our chair. This time we'll come all the way to the edge. Okay, beginning in our chair and we're coming to the edge. Let's start with a couple nice deep breaths. So arms alongside and then take your shoulders up, down, and back. And then we'll use the breath to take the arms out and up. And then as you exhale, the arms come out and down. Let's do that a couple more times. And now we'll roll those shoulders up, down, and back, creating some space, opening up your chest. And then release the effort and we'll take the circle forward. It's a little harder. Let's do one more. And then draw your shoulders up, down, and back. And we'll draw them up to your ears and then do a little squeeze. And let them down. And then again, up to your ears. A little squeeze. And then one last time. Hold a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders, so it's good to kind of release it a little bit before we start. Let's place our hands on our knees and we'll do a little cat and cow. So cat and cow is lifting your chest nice and high for the cow, and then rounding through your spine, tucking your chin in for the cat. So inhaling and lifting, and exhaling and rounding. Like most moves in yoga, the breath creates the movement, so try to keep it together as you open the in-breath and as you close around the out-breath. So let's come to center and we'll do a little twist here. This is my right arm and I'm going to take it all the way over to my left knee and then my left hand on top. Lifting up to the crown of your head, we'll use our breath to reach back. And the exhale to close. Let's do one more. And then we'll move to the other side. So my left arm all the way over to my right knee. And then my right hand on top. Up at shoulder height and reaching back. Let's do a couple more. Okay, coming back to center. Let's use a breath with our arms to come all the way out and up and then forward. So we'll use our arms. Here we go. And then we'll exhale out and down. Take your hands and release them all the way down the front of your shins and let your head hang. And then when you're ready, coming up. Let's try it again using the arms out and up. And exhale, take the hands all the way down. Hang your head. And inhale up and back. Just do one more time. Beautiful. Let's do something side to side. So I'm going to hold my left hand under my chair and then my right arm right up next to my ear. And then I'm going to use the breath to exhale over. Try not to let your knees move. Be nice and straight and tall as we exhale over. And then coming back to center and we'll switch it up. Let's do one more each side. And then come to center. I'm still at the edge of my chair and I'm going to reach back to my chair so that I can open my chest. So I'm going to use this part for the inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands in front and we'll bring the hands together and we'll round out the belly, just like the cat and cow. Let's do one last one. We'll come back to center. Okay, let's do something for the lower half of the body. I'm just going to take my left knee into my chest. Give it a little hug. And then the right knee into my chest and give it a little hug. And then I'm going to stretch the left leg away. And then use the exhale to reach to my ankle. And use the inhale to come up with me. Let's do one more. And then coming up. Other side now. Right leg stretching forward and then add a reach. Let's do 2 more. And feet on the floor. With your hands on your knees, let's just open your knees. We'll do some open close. And warming up those hips. And then knees to center. This time we'll walk the feet wide. My feet are about at least as wide as my mat here. And we'll take turns dropping one knee to the center. You know, if it feels like it's going to be too much for one knee, then you can walk them together and not so far a twist. It's a little easier if you have a slippy chair, which I don't. This is a nice movement because it brings the hip through the whole range of motion. And then knees up and we'll walk those feet together. Let's give the left knee a little squeeze. And then the right knee a little squeeze. And I think we're ready to stand up. Okay, so I'm standing behind my chair and I'm gonna come into the mountain pose with my shoulders up, down, and back. And I'm reaching down to the floor with my fingertips, opening the chest. And at the same time, lifting up through the crown of your head, nice and tall. Okay. So I'm just gonna lift each foot, kick it to the back. Just kind of warming up the legs. Sorry about the grief. I have to get on my carpet. Okay, then coming back into mountain with your feet, your shoulders, and your crown. I'm going to take the hands on the hips and open my feet nice and wide. So you can see they're wider than my chair, but you want to be comfortable. So you can hold on to your chair or not. You can hold on to your hips. We're just going to bend one knee and then the other. So we're just moving every joint and warming it up. And then coming to center, we'll walk those feet together and come back to the mountain pose. Okay. I'm behind my chair, but I think you can still see. Let's inhale out to the side and all the way up. And then exhale out and down. Let's do that again. Inhale. And then exhale out and down. Let's take our arms out to the side. And we'll make some circles forward. Starting little and then gradually making them larger. Until they're as big as you can get. And then we'll come back to the center, and this time the circle will go backwards. Starting out little and then making them gradually bigger. And bigger. Until they're as big as you can make them. Then we'll come back to the center and release the arms and roll the shoulders. Take the arms out to the side. We'll turn the palms up to the ceiling. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders and draw them down away from your ear. Lots of space there. And let's make little circles forward. Just like before, they're little and they gradually get bigger. Until they're as big as you can make them. And we'll come back to the center and drop the elbows and drop the arms, give them a little shake. And again, out to the side, palms up, fingers on your shoulders. This time the circles go back. Starting out little, gradually getting larger. So they're as big as you can make them. And we'll bring them out to the side, drop the elbows, drop the arms, give them a little shake. Once more, out to the side, palms facing up, fingers on your shoulders, lots of space from your ear to your shoulder. This time we're going to drop them down and lift them up. And then release the elbows, release the arms. Okay. I'm going to turn to the side, but I'm still behind my chair. And I'm going to be at the top here rather than the seat, and we'll walk into a downward dog. This is not ideal because my arms are higher. It would be better if they were about at this height, so your shoulders in line with your arms. So notice that, whatever chair you're using, you want it to be comfortable and get a good stretch. So we'll lift the chest and walk back behind your chair. And I'm going to turn it around. And standing right in front of it, I'll come into my mountain pose. Okay, we're going to move into what's called sun breath, very easy and good, gives us lots of energy for our Saturday. So let's inhale out and up. Go ahead and look up there if you think that you can. And then I'm going to exhale and move forward from my hip all the way down, forward bend. Now you don't have to use a chair if you don't want to, and then forward bend would look like that. And then we're going to inhale halfway up into half forward bend. So it looks like this. Try not to push your knees back, but be more on your thighs or your shins. Halfway up, nice straight flat back. With your chair, same thing, straight arms. Nice flat straight back. And then we'll drop into forward bend again. Now we'll use the breath to take the arms out and all the way up. And we'll exhale, namaste. Okay, let's do 3 of those. I think we can. Remember, exhale from your hip. Forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Forward bend. Use the in-breath to come all the way out and up. And exhale. Namaste. Keep going. And last one. Very nice. Let's hold for a breath. Okay. I'm going to turn my chair around again. Standing behind my chair. I'm about 2 feet behind my chair. If you need to use your chair, we're going to step left foot forward and right foot back. Hips stay forward. You're nice and tall in your mountain pose. Your chair is there if you need it. Let's begin with the arms by your side. If you don't need the chair for your balance. And we'll use the breath to move into warrior, so it looks like this. Inhale out and up. At the same time, bending your forward knee. And use the exhale to come out. And we'll do it one more time. Let's do one more and we'll hold it for a breath. And then we'll walk those feet together. Remember your chair is there if you need it. This time, right foot forward, left foot back. Hips are always forward. Begin with our arms down by our side or on your chair. And we'll use the breath to move into warrior. Here we go. Feel that back leg nice and straight and strong and rounded. Number 3. We'll do one more and we'll hold it for a breath. And walk those feet together. This time I'm going to put the chair in front of me. In case we need it for balance. And I'm going to stand to the side of it. We're going to move into warrior 1 and then warrior 2. And it looks like this. All standing poses begin in mountain. Stepping left foot forward and right foot back. Lift your chest, arms by your side. We're going to use the breath to inhale us into warrior 1. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw the left arm forward and the right arm back. Torso turns to the front. This is warrior 2. Then we'll inhale back up. Warrior 1, stay for a breath. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's do 2 more like that. I think we can. Number 3, here we go. Warrior 1, out in front and up. Lift your chest. Exhale, left hand in front, right hand in back. Inhale. Warrior 1, out and down. That was fun. So standing, we'll hold for a breath. Standing poses give you lots of energy, heat. They're really wonderful. I'm going to turn this way. It doesn't really matter which way you're facing. Okay, so right foot forward, left foot back. My chair is here if I need it. Starting into warrior 1, using your breath. And then as you exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Warrior 2, use your breath. Warrior 1. Okay, inhaling warrior 1. Exhaling warrior 2. Inhale warrior 1. And out and down. Last one. And then we'll walk those feet together. back into mountain. I like to put my hands on my hips. Nice high chest. Nice deep breath in. Okay, using my chair, I'm going to stand behind it. And I'm going to turn it around and stand in front of it to do a downward dog. And then we'll use the arms to inhale out and up. And then we'll exhale into downward dog. Walking those feet away and dropping your chest. And then to come out, you lift your chest as you inhale, walking back and into mountain. Let's do that again, using the arms out and up. Exhale, forward bend. And walking to downward dog. Inhaling, lift your chest. Coming back into mountain. One last time. Forward bend. Walking back into downward dog. Inhaling, lift your chest. And coming back to mountain. Wardroba. Okay, nice deep breath in and out. And we're going to come all the way down to the floor. So I'm going to take my chair out of the way. So I'm sitting here in cross-leg pose. This is not a comfortable pose for everyone. So if this doesn't work, you can stay seated in your chair. And I'll try to cue you all the way along as to what to do if you're in your chair. Okay. We're just going to stretch the legs out in front. So this is Dandasana, or staff pose. And just like all standing poses begin in mountain, all seated poses begin in Dandasana, because it's essentially mountain bent at the hip. Same rules apply. Shoulders up, down, and back. Lifting up to the crown of your head. Reaching down through your legs, pressing through the heel. Let's open our feet nice and wide. I have mine wider than my mat. You can do whatever is comfortable for you. Or what you can manage, then that's okay too. So as you're seated here in wide leg pose, notice if you're rounding through your back. That's not a good thing, and kind of tells us that you probably should be sitting in your chair. So if it's hard for you to maintain that nice tall torso, then have a seat in your chair. And you can do this sitting at the edge of your chair with your feet nice and wide, kind of digging in, your heels kind of dig in to help you a bit stay stable. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my torso over my left leg. I'm going to put a hand on either side, and my gaze is to my big toe. So it's not about getting to the toes, even though all the poses you'll see people reaching for their toes. But the idea is to make a fold here, fold your belly to your thigh. So think about making that connection. Certainly being mindful of your back. So we'll ease up and then come to center. I like to come up on my fingertips, a little tense, and I kind of walk them forward. And other side now, right leg, hand on either side. If you want to reach to your toes, go ahead and do that. And we'll come up. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. And this is cobbler's pose. The idea here is to take the outside of your knees towards the floor. At the same time, you're lifting up through the crown of your head, making yourself nice and tall. And we'll add a little flap. Butterfly flap. Okay, let's draw the knees together and we'll stretch them out in front. And let's take the left foot, the sole of the left foot, inside of the thigh of your right leg. Keeping your torso centered over this right leg. Again, let's place a hand on either side. The idea is to make the fold. And then, of course, you can reach to the toes. And we'll ease up and back. Take the knee in first and then stretch it up. Other side now, right foot. Sole of the right foot into the thigh of my left. Sitting up nice and straight and tall. A hand on either side of my left leg. We're looking to make that fold. And then, of course, you can reach to your toes. And we'll ease up, take the knee in, stretch it out. Give the legs a little shake. And we'll come into one more cobbler's pose. Heels back towards your groin. You can hold on to those toes or ankles or whatever's going to work, lifting up to the crown of your head. If you're seated in a chair, come to the edge and bring the soles of your feet together. Okay, let's stretch those legs out in front. I'm going to move into a crisscross pose because we're going to move on to hands and knees. So however you get there is fine. Take your time and be mindful. Okay, here I am, hands and knees. My back is in a nice flat table pose. And I'm going to move into cat and cow. Remember cat and cow. Cow pose. Cat pose. And you let your spine kind of create the movement. And your head simply follows. I'm inhaling as I come into the cow and exhaling as I move into the cat. I'm going to come back into table pose and press my bottom all the way to my heels. Reaching my arms out in front. You always have the option of keeping your arms down by your side. Whatever's going to work for you. If you're seated in a chair, you could guide your hands all the way down over your knees towards your ankles, and you're making the fold of your torso and your thigh, and that's the idea. And then we're going to walk up gently, coming back to the rock pose or the high kneel. And then back down into table. Let's do a downward dog here. And then if you're in your chair, I'll show you how to do a downward dog in your chair. So downward dog begins with cow pose and rolling toes under. The exhale lifts the knees and you press back into your hips and heels. Now you might not be able to get your heels down, and that's okay. You can leave them up. You can take turns, dropping one and the other. And we'll inhale, knees down, and then back into child's pose. And then when you're ready, hands come up and back. Sit in the rock pose or the high knee. Okay. From here, let's come all the way down onto our belly. Take your time and get comfy. I'm going to stack my hands, take my elbows out to the side, and rest your forehead. We're taking just a 30-second vacation. Breathe deep into your belly and feel your back expand. Okay, let's draw the hands from the center to the outside of your chest. So try not to bring them too high or too low. We're essentially helping to lift the weight of your torso, so you want them directly under your shoulders here. We're going to move into Cobra. So your legs are stretched and strong and straight. Starting with an exhale, we're going to lift the back of the head and lift your torso from the strength of your back, not from the strength of your hands. But if you want to give yourself a little help, you can press in, but keep your shoulders down and keep your neck in line with your spine. And then we'll ease down onto one side of your face. And get ready. Inhale, exhale. Lift the back of the head and then help just a bit. And then we'll release on the other side of the face. Nice deep breath in. And let's draw the arms by your side with the palms facing up this time. Again, we'll use the exhale to lift the back of the head. This time we're going to press the hands up. We'll leave the feet on the mat for now. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press your hands up. Stretch down through the legs. And then release the effort. And we'll try that again. So forehead and nose. Use the exhale to lift and press and extend down. And then release the effort. A good counter pose to back bends, which is what we've been doing, is a downward dog. So let's try another downward dog. Bringing your heart forward and your toes under. Use the exhale to press. And then we'll inhale and all the way back into child's pose. And when you're ready, use your hands to come back into the rock pose. or the high heel. Okay, we're coming all the way back onto our backs. Got a few minutes. So we're coming all the way down. Take your time. I have my knees bent and my feet on the floor. So we're going to use the left leg. We're going to stretch it out and press through the heel. Let's do some leg lifts, and they look like this. So as you lift the leg, point the toe all the way up. Make sure your low back is grounded. Try not to let it lift. And then as you exhale, press through the heel. So inhale, lift and point. Exhale, press. Let's do 10. Just a few more after this. Last one. And really point and stretch and point and stretch and hold, and then release. Let's go to the other side. So this is my right leg, getting with a point. We're halfway through. Two more after this. Last one, and let's hold it and stretch and point and stretch and then release. Let's take your left knee into your chest and stretch the right leg long. And then switch and take the right knee into your chest and stretch the left leg long. Let's go back to the left knee, take it in, stretch the right leg long. And one last time, right knee and left leg. Okay, feet on the floor, and we're going to take both knees into your chest. I'm crossing my ankles, and we'll just rock from side to side. Let's line up your knees and your ankles, and we're going to drop the weight to the left side. And then reaching down to your ankle, to your knees, we're going to drop the weight to the other side. And reaching down to your knees, we'll roll onto your back. Let's do a nice through the hole stretch. This is really nice for your hips. So I'm taking my left ankle and I'm dropping it on my right knee. And with my left hand, I'm just opening that hip on that side. To go a little deeper in this, take your left hand through the hole and hold on to that thigh. So you're essentially just reaching for the thigh, and then let the bottom of your leg just hang. If your hamstrings are really tight, then you might have a hard time releasing your head. So maybe you just want to stay at this point to see what works for you. You'll feel a nice opening of that hip. And then we'll release and feet to the floor. Let's switch it up now. Left foot to right thigh. And then we're just kind of, with my right hand, I'm just opening that hip. Opening the hip. And then I'm going to bring my right hand through the hole to hold on to the thigh. Then just let the bottom part of your leg just hang. And again, if you have tight hamstrings, you might have a hard time releasing your head and neck, but see if you can. And maybe you want to stop here. We're feeling a nice deep stretch in the hip. And then we'll release. Let's stretch the legs long. I'm not sure I have enough space to do this here. So I'm going to squiggle a little forward. So stretch your legs long and reach your arms long down by your side. And then we'll open the feet nice and wide and the arms out to the side and all the way up. I have all kinds of obstacles here. And essentially we're just doing a snow angel and washing your floor at the same time. Out and up, and the heels open at the same time. Then come down and out of your snow angel, and we're going to extend the legs long and draw those arms out and over, reaching over your head, reaching through the fingertips, reaching down through your legs, pressing to the heel. And then release the effort. Let the elbows bend. Let your feet just fall out to the side. And we'll take those arms out and down. Maybe open them, flattening your shoulder blades. And let's walk through and we'll get ready for our Shavasana. Let's start with the head. We want to bring the chin down so the back of your neck opens. Notice if your chin is higher than your forehead, your neck might be tight, the back of your neck. So see if you can just open, never press or strain. Just bring the chin down just a bit. We're going to flatten out your shoulder blades and bring the arms away from the body to create that feeling of space. Now you want your lower back to be grounded, so you might need to lift it, kind of tucking it down and under and flattening it out a bit. And see how that works for your legs. You always want to support your back. Your back has curves. So no need to be pressing the back. Just ground your sacrum and the back will just feel supported. Long legs. Let the feet roll out to the side. Think about filling your belly with breath. Think about filling the space under your hands, your lower belly, with air, blowing up a balloon. And then when the exhale happens, just allow all of your limbs, arms, legs, shoulders, hips, release and relax. An exercise in letting go. Now to come back and out of Shavasana, we'll start to create some movement outside. Fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, bending elbows and knees. We'll roll onto one side, make a pillow with your hands. And then let your head be the last thing that comes up. So much for a hairdo. Okay, so I'm seated here on my mat in crisscross pose. This is actually Sukhasana. I've got into the habit of calling it crisscross pose because I teach a children's yoga class. So it's stuck in my head, crisscross pose. Coming to sit in Sukhasana. If that's not comfortable, sit in your chair. Line everything up, ankles under knees, lifting up to the crown of your head. We're going to get ready to close our class today, and we'll end with an Om. Bringing your hands into Namaste. Big thumbs rest right on your heart. Belly is soft. Or breath. We breathe in and out. And then a breath in to Om. Namaste. Have a wonderful Saturday, and hopefully you have some good energy for your day. Do some fun things too.